Okay. We are live. We are live. Oh my goodness. I hope that the network will behave considering the fact that I am currently in load shedding since 36 minutes ago. 6 o'clock on the dot, they switched off the lights. So I'm not quite sure if they switched off for 4 hours or just 2 hours. I don't know. Because yesterday, why is the load shedding schedule erratic these days, or is just me? Maybe it's me who's not following the timetable because I no longer get the timetable. I don't know if I'm the only one. If you're South African and you know what I'm talking about, please let me know because I don't know what the load shedding schedule is. Yesterday we were load shedded at 12 to 4. The day before it was, I think, in the morning till like midday, and then the other day it's erratic. It's no longer predictable as we always known it to be. So I don't know. I am currently alive using an inverter, so I don't know the quality of the live. Please do let me know, guys. If it is okay, just give me a thumbs up. I will know that too. It's okay. So far, I can see the I think that means the what they call the Wi-Fi or the network is fine until I start seeing the Wi-Fi sign, and then it will tell me how many bars are there. And secondly, am I audible enough? Please do let me know as well because I'm not quite sure. I'm in the middle, not in the middle, just in the beginning of load shedding. It started 38 minutes ago, but I'm on an inverter. Thank goodness. Thank goodness it's an inverter. Hey, load shedded till 8:30. That's also it's 2 hours. Oh, yeah, I'm also load shedded right now. It's the inverter that. Thank goodness for inverter. Oh, by the way, I have a small story time. I got the inverter from my friends. They do have a YouTube channel called Changing the Narrative. They are African Americans that moved to South Africa, and somehow me and them we became friends. And so the house that they got, it kind of like has an built-in inverter. So they thought, hey, why don't you have this one? I was like, what? Okay, so that's how I ended up having an inverter. So now I'm just good. When the lights are out, me, I'm well illuminated, as you can tell. So yeah, a Faces network is fine. You did ngicele ngentelezi. Uphahla, I don't know how to do it. It's one of the things that as a Zulu person, I should be very, very ashamed of that I can't do. My arm gets tired really, really quickly. But uchela is just you take that broom, that African broom, and then ufake nje ebhakedeni nentelezi yakho, and then you just go psst, 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 and you are done. Oh my goodness, things that we used to see when we were growing up in the Zulu household. Yeah. Uqinisa indlu, uqinisa abantu endlini, chaba, all that stuff, we did it. It was quite interesting growing up. Pat McClay just entered regarding we're trying the live again. Wash hands. Yes, we are trying the live again, but I think so far the network is behaving. If it's not behaving, please do let me know. But so far, I can see the eye. Whenever you see the eye, that means network is fine. So I don't know. But please do let me know. Do let me know because I'm on an inverter right now. The inverter is the one that is having all this possible because I think we'll be load shedded for 4 hours. It just started 6 o'clock. I'm so sorry. Exactly 6 o'clock, the lights went out, and so I just turned on the inverter. I knew I was going to go live at 6:30, and now here we are. And I think the network is behaving. Tandy, hey dear, how's your day been? But I see your smile as usual tells a lot. I had a great day, busy, because in the morning I went live and then I was being rushed. Okay, of course they had to rush me because we had scheduled a meeting for 9:30, and then I just only walked into that meeting at 5 to 10. Yeah, I walked in at 5 to 10. It wasn't like that meeting was not like a serious meeting. It was something about updates and making sure that the deadlines are also going to be met by tomorrow, and then we talk about other issues and strategize on other issues. But other than that, it was productive, it was great, and everybody understands that I am a content creator. So now, whenever one of my colleagues kept peeping, I was like, "Ooh, content creators, hey, you content creators." So they understand, and thankfully, it was just my colleagues. It wasn't people coming from outside, because, of course, if it's people coming from outside, you need to be quite professional. As you also saw, I was dressed in a hoodie. Yes, me and hoodies are buddies, people. I heard that the whole hoodie story about me and hoodies. I know what you guys are saying about me out there. So yeah, I know it was an internal stuff. It was all good. Faith says, Mashanga will teach you the other one you know. No, I know. Mashanga when I also the other day when I saw that, I thought you were saying Mashangi, and I'm like, wait, you are now my relative. And then I saw Shangi. I was like, ooh, thank God. I know. Not a Tumagute people, not a Tumagute involved in this sense of Meiwa saga. No way. But it was a Shangi. That's Butelezi, if you didn't know. Let's go on. It was quite interesting growing up here. Yeah, it was interesting. So interesting, I'm telling you. So one of the things that they did to me when I was young, I was a youngster, and which is kind of like almost something that is truish as well. They made me suck the poison of a snake. But Tenege, what did they call it again? It was more like making you stronger and invincible in a way, and that if I ever hit someone with my fist, they could literally die. I remember there was this kid at school who was older, like I think 3 years older than me, was attempting to bully me. And of course, one little he was in a coma for 3 days. Thank goodness I was a child. Because if I was a little bit older, I would have been charged with attempted, you know what? So then that whole thing made me think, like, is it true the poison of a snake, it makes you, I forgot what the word was. I want to Qinisa. Is it Qinisa? No, man, Qinisa is for like a bad omen, bad spirits, toy, nyama, and all those stuff that they and they make you strong, that it resists those sort of things. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's what happens in a Zulu home. If you grow up in a Zulu home, I don't know about other tribes. I'm just going to speak about my own. These are the things that you are going to go through. And some of the things that you are going to go through as a little boy, especially when you're growing in the township, around the age of 5, 6, they'll take you to the northern of KZN. Like in northern KZN will be like, go Mhlabiyalingana, go Mpangeni, like Richards Bay area, go Onongoma, all those places where like you have the hardcore Zulu people, and then they will teach you to herd cows, to herd sheep and goats, and cross the rivers and stuff. And then you take the cows to the deep. And then when you get to the deep, you'll find boys with sticks and they'll do stick fighting. I remember thinking, no, this is not my life. This is not, no, I was not born for this. I was out of there. I was like, I would rather be a girl, because they said this is when you are going to you remember in the Zulu culture, we don't do circumcision. Circumcision doesn't exist in the Zulu culture. Only now, because of what do you call this, medical reasons or hygiene reasons, people go and circumcise. But our transition to manhood is going to the uncles who are going to teach you how to herd cows and and all that sort of stuff, that I was like, I'd rather be a girl. Mm-hmm. Call me Lisa. There's no way that I was going to do all of that stuff. So I hugged. I hiked back home. I'm telling y'all, I hiked back home. I remember arrived home just a little bit before like 7 p.m. and everybody almost died when they saw me. Like, what are you doing here? Did you get here? I was like, I need to take a shower and get to bed because I'm exhausted. So that one, I wasn't going to play that game. So growing up was very interesting. It was very, very interesting. It's not something that I would subject my children to, but I also understood their way of doing things back in the day. So no, not for me, not for me. I think there are other ways to skin a cat than that one. No, not that one. No ways. Pat McClare says you're lucky you with the inverter. You see, you privileged when a lot. Trust me, it's my friends. You can check out their YouTube channel. It's called Changing the Narrative. That is Red and Stace. They actually gifted me with this inverter. Other than that, you and I will be sitting in the dark and there'll be no light right now. There wouldn't be. Um, System Somi says, shame. I can't believe I didn't know you until the Mayiwa retry. I love you already. Thank you, System. I'm crazy. I'm telling you, I'm an introvert. Let me explain something about me. I'm an introvert with great what do you call this? Okay, how did I put it? I have social anxiety, but I also have great social skills. Let me put it that way. I've also got great social skills. When I am in the presence of many people, I'm very anxious, very afraid to approach, afraid to say, to initiate any conversation. My anxiety starts when I'm at home. The moment I'm invited to something and there are going to be more than two people, I'm already in a panic. In a panic. However, though, once I get to, I prepare myself mentally, obviously, to be able to go to whatever event that is, whether it's a meeting or whatever the case is. I prepare myself mentally. But once I get there, I usually suss out the energy. Who it's like a lion before it goes hunting. It always looks for the weakest link or something like that. But I'm not saying the people are the weakest link, but it's more like who would I be comfortable with? So I'm very intuitive person. So the moment I get a positive aura from you, then I feel easier to approach you. So I just don't walk into a place and hey, what is it? No. I'm quiet for a while and then I'm sussing out the room for positive energy. Sometimes you'll find that everybody has a positive energy. It makes it easier then for me to open up. But other than that, I'm very reserved. I'm very into myself until I'm released by maybe you approaching me, and then I'm able to say, "Oh, okay, you're a nice person," and then we get to talk. And usually, the funny part about it is that after just before we leave, people never want me to leave. They'll be like, "Oh my god, I'm enjoying you so much. I wish that I'm like." But when I get home, I remove everything and I'm exhausted. Like exhausted. All I want to do is just lay down and sleep. Sometimes even cry. Cry because not because it's something bad that happened, but I'm crying because oh my goodness, I managed to hold all that energy up. And now when I'm home and I'm releasing it, and then that relief that oh my god. That's the problem with us people with social anxiety, and many people don't understand this nature. It's one of the most crippling natures I think out there, like psychological natures out there. So no, but I appreciate what you're saying, Sihle. Thank you so much. Yep. Nathi sikhula sichela I'm a coconut, by the way, Sihle, in case you didn't know. I only did English and Afrikaans throughout my schooling life. I only started learning Zulu when I had moved into the work field. So please, Sigaba, lol. Hey, as time goes, questions are galore in my mind. Hey, I know what you mean. Hey, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. But then again, I understand. I understand the elderly people. there are some things that now when I'm an older person and I'm looking back, I'm like, oh, that works. Oh, they were right. Oh, I keep having these aha moments and stuff. El Kuzi, honestly, Mr. Vass. Honestly, Mr. Vaseline has stopped with objections. No, Kuzi. He's a prosecutor. He needs to object when he realizes that his case is going south. Because today's objections, when I was watching the replay, I'm thinking, why were you objecting to something that is so clear? And I'm glad that Nisi put him in his place, because I think he was starting to see that no, Nisi is actually killing his case in pinning the death of Senzo Mewa on the 5. So no. So you call him Mr. Vaseline? I'm sorry for laughing, but come on, people. he's Mr. Baloy. Anyway, it's good those in the house are really, they need to accept their testimonies are contradicting heavily. Mthogo will be polished by Mshololo. Oh my goodness, watching Mthogo today, I know most of the things that he's saying, as far as I could tell in the soul, in the depth of my soul, is that he's telling the truth, but this truth is accompanied by fibs, meaning lies. And because he's telling lies, it was easy to catch him. It was so easy to catch him. What's his name caught him a lot. Nisi caught him a lot. Is it Nisi? The second advocate. I think he represents a suspect number, is it 2? Yeah. I think it was catching him a lot on his own discrepancies, including his statements. And then he would be very, very agitated. I understood his agitation because he wants people to really know that there were indeed intruders that entered the house. But we don't know what he got for sticking to this script, because this script fell apart from Zandile Kumalo. Ntapsen came and even disintegrated even some more. And then came Colonel Stain, whom I'm still wondering what on earth was he doing on the stand again, because I still don't see any usefulness of those tapes. There's still no tangibility in those tapes. I doubt they were even accepted into evidence. I don't understand. Mabasa's testimony as well. That one, he was like, you know what? I'm just going to give you short answers. That's because I don't want to be in this thing anymore. And he was also flipping now and again. And the state will find itself standing to try and object. But how are you objecting to your own witness? That's the thing. Even Mthogo yesterday, Wapashuga, about the conversation he had with Kelly Kumala in Malberton regarding Senzo Mewa's ID, and this guy stood. He was like, "Whoa, you're gonna destroy my case! You're gonna destroy my case!" So now, when you're listening to him, you almost feel bad for. I don't know. Maybe it's me. I almost felt bad for him, and at the same time, I keep thinking, Mthogo, just say the truth. Just quit this intruder story. Even when you are describing the suspect number 1, to me, you're describing. You say, I'm a content creator subscribing. You are describing Longwe, except that Longwe, the one that you are describing, is a little bit shorter. Come on, dude. How long are you going to keep up with this? And then I heard him say, why would I want to protect people I don't even know? We don't know what you got. We don't know what threats were thrown at you, the reason why you're sticking to your story. Just come out with it and say, guys, this is what had happened. That's it. That's it. But I'm sure Mshololo is going to indeed uzompolisha. In fact, uzompeka. Because Ngumale has already started as well. And Ngumale is like a slow poison, that guy. You might think, what is it talking about? But when you listen like deeper, you're like, damn, bro, you're really killing this guy. And then Mthogo himself, whom he was called the editor, That was a little bit funny because I heard his testimony that he edited a book of somebody who was writing a book about the life of Senzo Meyiwa, and he read it in 2 days, and then he made some corrections, which of course, if somebody's going to write false information that I did not say, of course I'm going to approach you. But after 2 days, editing a book doesn't take 2 days. It will not take you 2 days. Maybe he only sifts through what he thought. Okay, here, no, here, there, no. But I don't think it was the entire book. I really don't think it was the entire book. But anyways, he was also demonstrating to me some level of how do I put it? Some smartness in him. I think he's a smart person, but at the same time, somewhere, somehow, his smartness will then kind of like dips, and then he will have memory lapse. Like he would forget. It was back then, but he will say something, and then when he's questioned on it, that's when he flips and say, "Oh no, I had a memory lapse there. I don't remember this. It was a long time ago," and on and on. And the fact that he was also arguing about the people in the house, when Mumale put it to him that they were never intruders. The shooter is in the house. One of y'all are the shooters. Then he said, well, then that means we're going to be sitting here for the next 9 years. I felt that, Mthogo, you're being asked a question or you're being asked of your opinion. Just say yes or no, I do not have a comment on that, and keep it moving. Don't argue with the defense. Of course, the defense will have an upper hand because they still want your answers. They really do. And then, of course, I was not surprised with the state standing up on objections now and again. But anyways, we're still going to get to all of that. Right now, let's get to the live chats. Kudzi, Mr. Vaseline. Tandim Temple says, I think you suspect number 2 with the hoodie. Oh, okay. All right. Lindy, where's the spoon? Usually I have the spoon when I'm in the office, and then I will have the spatula when I'm at home. Right now, the mic is sitting just here in front of me. So I kind of like forgot to get the spatula. I already pressed go live, and so we have to improvise. So it's just there. The spoon is gonna come. Don't worry. Tony says, I know very well. Even every summer, you will have some inyanga comes for every season. Izoqinisa umuzi. That's true. Even in my home, every summer, because apparently abathakathi, they are quite active around summertime. But developers went through and they were living this name fan. I know people think that we have seen growing up. It was quite interesting. I would like to hear what other tribes would do as well in situations like this. What did they do to you when you were a kid? To protect you from bad omen, from curses and spells and things like that. Please, I would like to hear. Miss Odella, why are you laughing? Sab says everyone that was in the house needs to testify, even the dear Drogba. The dear Drogba? You mean the soccer player himself? Why would you say that? Oh my gosh. No, I agree. Everybody that was present in that house need to take the stand. We want to hear who killed Senzo Meyiwa. Who amongst them shot Senzo Meyiwa? Faith says, hey, sisikwe bathi siyachatwa. Siyachatwa. I'm so sorry, people. My Zulu. My Zulu is awful. Okay, I think I get the gist of what you are saying. If lady, hey, I grew up in the East Rand, Katlehong, that's my home. Hey, I'm not Zulu by hey, Siziboni. You need to find out who's Zulu in your family because hey, all that stuff that you just talked about, it's stuff that we did. Oh, we do as Zulu people. Miss Odella says, Clantis, that's me. When there's a lot of people, anxiety kicks in. Yeah, it's the most awful, awful, awful experience. Awful. Especially before you even go there. What takes place behind the scenes, people have absolutely no idea. They have no idea what you've been through before they start seeing all this smile on your face and things like that. So I think coming live is different because I'm sitting here all by myself in my bedroom, all by myself. And my studio is in my bedroom in my new apartment. So I'm all by myself, and then I have this little knob looking at me with a bright light. And I know on the other side there are right now is 91 people. 91 people are watching this live, but I'm not nervous at all because I'm not looking at you guys in the eye, and you're not looking at me in the eye, and I cannot suss you out to who's the goodie and who's the baddie and who is just downright angel. But I think all of y'all are angels. I love you very much. That's true story. Coco D says, "Me too. Crowds stress me out. Yeah, it's very painful, very painful." Pashana's evening, beautiful people. Hi, beautiful person. Good evening to you too. Thank you for coming again. Faye Clantis, that's me. Anxiety, but what I like, my intuition always right. Energies for me. Your new name is Clementine. I like Clantis. There is no any other Clantis in the world. It's just me, and you're giving me a common name. No, me, I, I'm also very intuitive. I do when to do it and what not to do. Very recently, I have not been listening to my intuitions, and I've been finding myself in some little trouble here and there. Nothing hectic, but it's like warning shots. Like you need to tap back into your intuitions. So I'm very intuitive. They say because I think as well because I'm Cancer. Cancerians are very intuitive people at the same time. So I think maybe that's another reason why I'm highly intuitive. I can pick up energy like this. I would be able to tell you what sort of a person you are. I can even tell when you are angry, not because you are not a nice person, but you are upset by something that really, really, really got you. And then once we start talking, I will then ask you, "Hey, are you okay?" And then, of course, many people always defensive. What do you mean I'm okay? What did you see? Especially when they're going through something really, really bad or something like that. And then because I start releasing myself as well, people then tend to open up and say, "Hey, earlier on you asked me about this. This is let me tell you." Then we go in the private spot and then we end up talking. And then I would dish out advice on how to solve that certain issue. So that's another thing that I also discovered as I was growing older that I'm quite good at giving advice, whether it's relationship, money, parenthood, whatever. I just find myself, even currently, I'm having people coming into my DMs on Instagram and they're telling me their little issues. And I'm like, okay, then I will be able to help out where I can, especially with the advice, whatever the story is. Len Rash, the pro witness. What am I missing? Walk with, oh, hey, working overtime times 2 lives in a day. I am proud of myself. I am proud of myself. 2 lives in one day for sure. I think I'm gonna like this live thing because even YouTube is encouraging us to open podcasts as well as go live. The longer we stay on the platform, the better for them. That's what they are telling us. Not only better for them, but also better for us as content creators. So 2 lives a day, that's awesome. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Like I said, I took inspiration from my friend Ntando Mdletshe. She's doing the live thing as well instead of putting together some videos. I'm not gonna abandon the whole video compilation. I think I'm always going to do video compilation, and but with this case, I think it will be better if we went live. Hey guys, if you want to join in the stream, let's do that because that's what I said I was going to do. Like get you guys in and let's have a conversation. Share with me What did you think about today's proceedings? The link is already up, and then we can talk, guys. Let's have a conversation. What did you think? I don't want to be the one that feeds you my own thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts too, your opinions. Yes, opinions, people. That's what we do on this platform. It's a safe space for anybody that comments to speak their own opinion. We all understand it's an opinion. There's nothing correct about it, and also there's nothing wrong about it because we are not a court of law, and we are not lawyers, and we are not legal experts, and we're not judges either. But we still have to state our own opinions about what is going on. You may have a different opinion about that. That is your opinion. That's the beauty of it. We are all entitled to our opinions. Okay. Let's have device not connected. Sabina, you are not connected, it says. Or is it me? What's happening? They will need to connect their mic. Oh, they say you need to connect your mic, Sabina. They say connect your mic so I can able to invite you in. Yeah, anyways, in the meantime, let me read the live chat. Oh, yeah, she is now in. Yes, Sabina, how are you?
I'm good, Dumelang family.
Okay. Wait. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly now.
Okay, cool. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for
Yeah,
being
I
here
rushed
once
home.
again.
I couldn't wait to sit and listen to you.
Um, Y'all need to stop giving me a big head.
I
I
think
like to.
these live sessions are interesting because now on YouTube Muslim, we
Yeah,
used to type only. No, now we can just voice out. It's nice. I think it's nice.
I love it
Mm,
too. I love it. That is
mm,
why I want
mm,
to
mm.
learn how to invite you guys so that we have a one-on-one in real time.
No, it's interesting. I don't want to lie.
And I'm so glad that the network is behaving today.
Hey, no load changing what?
Yeah. How did
Mm.
you grow up at home? Did you guys used to do the whole muti thing?
Hey, no. You know my grandfather, ne? My
Uh,
grandfather was the priest and my grandmother. And
oh,
so now we didn't do all those things. And
mm,
yeah, no, for me, Nje, it's something else. No, we didn't.
you're lucky.
Mm. Yeah, I am.
You're very like just recently, not so long ago. I'm getting older, so now we know. You know what ukaba is, right?
To what?
Ukaba.
I know, no.
So you see, they would use a razor blade to cut into your
Okay.
skin, and then they'll apply that
Oh,
multi. Yeah, ukaba. So now
okay.
somewhere around my shoulders, I think I've got like three. Oh no, it's a cross. So now as I'm
Mm-hmm,
growing older, and then I'm also getting a little bit big. So my
mm-hmm.
my thing is that ending up becoming a sore.
Do.
I promise you, but then it has healed. It has healed now. I was like, what is happening? You grow up. That's how we grow up. Now that we are older, we don't do that stuff anymore. I don't do it not
Yeah.
because of religious belief or anything. It's just something that
Mm,
I knew as I was growing older. It's something that I'm not going to do.
mm. At least now you have your own choices. Back then you couldn't choose. You were just told. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It
You
was,
just call
it's
Tozo
either you
Carter.
do it. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Even for us going to church, whether you
Mm,
like it or not, it was a must. Otherwise,
yeah.
you're not going to eat the whole Sunday and stuff like that. So even if you
Imagine.
don't want to go to church, you would go. Yeah.
Yep, that's
Mm,
true. That's true. I know I
mm.
had friends like that. They come Sundays, they'll be dreading it. So yeah, so what did you think of the testimony today? Did you watch?
Hi, I was watching it. I think it's all lies, man. I think it's unfolding every day. But the I'm not sure. Ne. The scary thing about this whole story is we are living in Kasine, and
Yeah.
it's unlikely that you can hear what's happening on next door. So with this whole sense of event thing, ne, they were too quiet for me.
Yeah.
Man, they were too silent. There was too silence for intruding. Yabona?
Especially the intruders. What kind of
Exactly.
intruders that are angels? Somebody call them Jehovah's Witness, the robbers.
I'm sure. I'm telling you, they were wearing a badge. I'm sure ZCC badges.
You
No.
know why they were calling them
Uh-uh.
Jehovah's Witness? Because they would do door to door.
No, man, that whole event was too silent for me. Mm-mm,
It was too
mm-mm.
silent for me too. For Kelly, who managed to
No.
run into the bedroom and she's quiet,
Mamela, in my house, if I hear a cat, I scream immediately. Yo!
dude.
So now,
Yeah, and somebody
guns,
next door will hear you and say, "Hey, what's happening?"
what's happening? Are you okay?
Yeah, say go to
Yeah.
my town.
And
Go to my town.
the baby didn't scream. It was I mean, something was is not make sure there. It's
It's
not
not
make
make
sure.
sure.
I'm telling you.
It's not make sure. And
Mm-mm.
then the funny part is Longwe's statement. Usenzo uduchilwe phambi kwethu.
Oh my goodness.
Where on earth was he all this time?
So he was. I man. Now I think, I man, they must just speak the truth. And they was
Straight.
thinking this whole thing must just come to an end because this is a lie. And the judge, you can tell the judge now is silent. He's listening to all these lies.
Let me tell you, let me register this now. My biggest fear,
Mm.
Sabina, ne?
Mm-hmm.
It's the fact that the judge will rule that there is insufficient evidence, meaning insufficient evidence on the five accused, insufficient evidence from, of course, the people that were in the house, and as a result, he will throw this entire case out. And once he throws this entire case, it cannot be brought back.
I know, man.
Nobody will ever be held accountable for the death of Senzo Mewa. That's my biggest fear, and I want to register this now. That if it does happen, I will say I told y'all. Because as you are listening to the case, I asked this morning, what evidence do you think was submitted thus far since this trial restarted? Because to me, nothing,
Oh,
absolutely
now
nothing. Not as
you're
anything.
unpacking some secrets now. That's a big secret that you're unpacking, eh?
Yeah, that's my biggest fear. Because the defense is going to win. None of their clients are going to jail. But now, who loses?
Mm.
It's the Meiwas.
But can I ask you the last question, eh?
Yeah.
So now in this case where they say Kelly was in contact with the third accused, ne? It's fine,
Mm.
I hear that one. But here where they say, and I'm comparing this information to the thingy. Do you remember that? What do you call it? The like a film or something that they made previously
Or the
about the
Netflix
whole
documentary.
the documentary name.
Yeah.
There's two guys that died mysteriously, ne? Those
Mm,
two young
mm,
boys that died mysterious,
mm,
and those two boys apparently they gave the whole information because those guys were sitting nearby. We call it danger in
mm,
Kasine. There's
mm.
electricity boxes and stuff. So they saw
Yes,
everything.
yes,
You
yes,
remember that,
yes,
ne? So
yes.
now that
Yeah.
the judge,
Mm,
those two guys died mysteriously, and they were supposed to be testifying if they were still alive, ne? By now. So now the judge, the thing he said, Kelly told these two guys to come inside, Ustenzo and the friend to come inside, so that they don't go instantly. Ne? So immediately when they got inside the house, then these two guys come. Ne? So how can
mm,
Kelly, why is not Kelly coming into the party? Why is the judge not calling her to come and speak on her behalf for herself? Because now what was happening there? It shows that Kelly is the mastermind.
Mm, mm,
Because those
yeah,
boys would have said, no, we saw these guys calling on the phone. Oh, these boys maybe had something before they
yeah,
got into the house. Wabona?
yeah,
The
yeah,
boys were sitting there and they got a call and they spoke to Kelly, and then suddenly there was this shooting and what. Wabona? I cannot dispute that they were intruders, but the
yes.
intruders were called in by Kelly.
Mm, Now tell me, because yeah, Mtogo is very adamant about intruders entering the house. He's adamant
Mm,
about that. And
mm,
now tell me something about these two boys, because like I said, me, I abandoned this case as early as 2015. When I
mm,
heard that the crime scene was tampered with, I was like, there's sense will never get justice, and that's kind of like Boba basically. Now I
mhm.
hear that there were two boys that were outside. They died. Both of them had died. Do you know what the circumstances were that caused their death?
No one knows. But these boys, apparently, according to the documentary, they were the gravy of this whole Senzo story. Ne? They knew everything because those two boys saw everything. They are the ones that gave the police uh, the information of what they saw. They
So
testified. They
the
told the police
accurate
the whole thing.
information. Mm,
Yes. So now,
wow.
how did the killers knew that these boys are the ones who saw everything? No one knows. But they were both killed. They both died mysteriously.
And both of them,
Mm,
that's very suspicious. I understand if
mm.
one, I would understand if one died, but both and mysteriously, that's the part that scares me.
Yes,
And
because
I'm having an issue as well with this. What Gininda, well, that the investigative head. What's up
oh,
with him?
the one for Fontana, where the cell phones and what.
The head of investigating
I mean, this thing
of
is
this particular case. I think it's Gininda. Is it Ginin? I keep hearing this Gininda, and every time I hear
yeah,
this
it's
Gininda,
Gininda. It's Gininda. You are right. It's Gininda.
everything that
Be- be-
everybody has said very dodgy.
because these boys apparently now my daughter reminds me, ne, these
Mm.
boys said on the documentary because we normally go back to this documentary. These boys said no one came in and no one went out because these boys were sitting there on that electric box and what, you know.
Yeah.
And these boys said the only car that was there, it was far miles away. So I think it wasn't Tabisen's car or whosoever. But this boy
Mm.
said we didn't see anyone coming in and we didn't see anyone going out, but there were shots inside the house.
Wow.
Wabona?
Wow. No,
So
I'm getting a lot of
so you
information from other people. They are DMing me information and newspaper articles. I did read about these
mm,
two boys, but I'm like, no, man, what's happening?
mm.
It's like we
Yeah,
are in the post World War II era.
I think they are worse than Putin, man. They are worse than Putin.
I'm telling you. No, man, thank you so much for this.
Thank
I
you
really
so
appreciate
much.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Bye.
bye. Thank you. Oh wow. This thing. Everybody keeps telling me about this, and everybody keeps saying the mastermind in this entire thing is Kelly Kumalo, and I'm still saying me where I'm standing, and exact from the testimony of Zandile, the testimony of Ntapseng. Okay, not Ntapseng per second, she was not in the house. Now the testimony of Mtogo that Longway stood up and left, pushed the a man with a gun. How do you push a man with a gun and he doesn't shoot you? I don't get that part. And that is why I'm still saying this eye of mine is zoomed right on him. I think he is my suspicion. I think there was a fight. That's true. That scuffle that happened, it was a scuffle between Longwe and Sensomewa. This is my opinion. I'm not saying it's true. I wasn't there. But I'm just rubbing my two IQs. That scuffle was between Longwe and Senzo Meiwa.
This is the same Longwe who entered the house without greeting. Why didn't he greet people? Are you that arrogant? Or maybe you were angry. At who? Tiyaz says, try to trim your beard. I know, bro, I will. But then again, why would you have an issue with how I groom myself, though? I'm clean. I take a shower, But then, no, you're right. It's high time that I started trimming. I usually am not like this. I'm not like this at all. It's just that the way I've been so busy, I couldn't. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, no. But thank you for noticing. I will do that. But other than that, I don't think it's also appropriate to tell people what to do with their bodies. I don't think that's actually an appropriate thing. Yeah, that's just my opinion. Walker all says, "Hey, Big Shubi from Togo today. Yeah, he started degenerating as well into Zandile's level, but he was holding himself though. That's one thing I liked. He There was some level of respect, but there was a point where he would like, you know what, I've had it. But I could tell as well, there's no love lost between him and the defense lawyers because, of course, I understand that it had happened earlier. It had happened sometime where what do you call this? There might have been back and forth between them, and there's no love lost from what I can tell. Yeah. Let's see. Mujalifa, maybe someone told them if we don't lie, all of us are going to jail. That's the reason why. That is the reason why they are sticking to the story. It's possible. It's possible because I think maybe because they're ignorant of the law and they think because we might be charged guilty by association, then they need to stick to this cooked up story that doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make. It's got too many loopholes. That story. I'll be very very shocked to hear that the court admitted that into evidence. I would be very shocked because as a judge, I would not accept that. I will reject that evidence that there was intruders in the house. I would reject it. Makes no sense. Faith says, "Shoo, the script lost the scripting today." I feel bad for him, Mr. Editor, with a chip on his shoulder. Yo, that chip on his shoulder is becoming bigger. Actually, it's no longer a chip. He is an angry boy. He's a very, very angry boy. I sensed a lot of arrogance. I sensed a lot of sniziness as well out of him, and a little dash of disrespect. But he was holding himself though. That's the thing that I like, and I think I respect him for. He was holding himself back from being totally disrespectful, like Zandile Kumalo did. But I felt bad for him though. Tia says too late from Togo to change his story of what really happened on that fateful night. That's true. It really is too late, honestly speaking. And I think maybe he wants to tell the truth, but because he already said to the nation that intruders entered, I might as well just stick to the story. I don't know. But I agree with you, Tears. Fezeka, hello. Nisi was great. Compella, you got a cherry at the beach, pina coladas. Now, let me explain something about us Durbanites. I understood Mtogo and I understood the surgeon taking him to the beach because in most cases that's where we meet. We would meet by the beach or at the beach. Even when I need to exchange something with someone who will say, "Hey, let's meet at the beachfront." So it's not because we are there sipping pina coladas and relaxing and having some kind of vacation. No, so there are serious meetings that take place at the beach. Sometimes it is a relaxing environment as well, especially with something as serious as this one. The ocean breeze is able to hit your face. You're able to relax, hearing the waves crashing and watching people basically relax, wearing their bikinis, and you're able to talk serious business at the same time. I also was offended on Ntogo's behalf. Trying we'll see tomorrow when Black Mamba again and wait women empower Charlotte what? Shololisto. Okay, is that what she's called now? Umtogo was squad there, and ain't like no, he was no seriously, he had lost it. He reminded me of Colonel Stain, where he ended up losing it as well, outright. Tandega says, wow, he described Longwe, a guy with dreadlocks is Longwe. No, that's true. That's what he also was describing to me. I got to take a good look at this Longwe guy for a number of weeks now, just make sure. And then every time that I would hear Togo repeating the features on the face, I mean, I'm like, you talking about Longwe, bro? You're talking about Longwe here. Why don't you just say it's Longwe? And then it's over. Tia says there's an interview that Chico Twala did on Metro FM with Mo Flavor and Masi Chaba. He said Kelly called him and said Senzo had been shot. He rushed to the Kumalo house and not to the hospital. And I also remember somebody telling me that he had said he when he came to the Kumalo house, Tias, he saw Senzo lying dead on the floor. Like, what? This is in some interview that he had done. I don't know, with Radio 702 or was it Metro FM? Now, this is information people are sending me in my DM and say, hey, listen to this. And I'm listening to the recordings, and there he's saying it, and I'm like, whoa, bro. I know that you went to the hospital where your son reappeared from the magical disappearance act that he has. Now, what is this that I'm hearing? Soft Angler, hey bro, what's up? It's good to see you here. Good to see you live, my brother. Only see Berit Mtogo alive today. After he said you defend, yeah, and I like his response. Like, no, I'm the officer of the court. I'm the officer of the court. I think at that time Togo had degenerated into sarcasm as well, because he also did try to go strong at Mnisi with sarcasm, probably and some disrespect in there. Even though I still feel like he was trying to hold it back, but there were points where he was losing it. And he was losing it. Taya says even the judge could not protect him, Togo. Yeah, definitely. How do you protect that? How do you protect that? Sis Sabina, Dumela, Sis Sabina, how are you doing? Thank you for coming through. Good to have you here. Limiting Nkomo. The witness got selective amnesia. Only remember information when convenient to him. That's another thing that he was doing a disfavor to himself. How can you remember so much, but then the vital information, suddenly you have amnesia, or you give an excuse, oh, it was a long time ago, it was 9 years ago. But you can still say things even when you are challenged of something that you just said, and you'll still say, no, 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 it happened a long time ago. What must I do now? I felt that, no, dude, this is why you must not elaborate. If you see, now that you are seeing that the defense are coming for you, don't elaborate, because when you elaborate, you are opening a space to say something new that is not in your statement. And then that new thing that you are saying that is not in the statement, like gasping when he went to Senzo Meyiwa, he didn't say Senzo Meyiwa was gasping. Another thing, I also felt that the judge should not have interrupted or questioned the materiality of it was that Mtogo said when he walked back into the house, Senzo was lying by the sofas where they were sitting. He did not say in between this and in between that we are hearing today. That's what he said in his evidence in chief, that when he walked back, Senzo Meyiwa was laying by the sofas where they were sitting before the whole incident took place. I didn't understand why now he was trying to duck and dive. He should have just said it, stuck to his story, like, oh, okay, now I remember. Senzo Meyiwa was lying between the arch and the passageway and the living room because he's a tall man. All of that is not in the statement. The statement says something else and he's saying something different. And then when he's brought and asked a question, he wants to be defensive about it. And then his memory lapse excuse. And then Liberty continues to say, trying to prove that he is a genius, but in the same time throwing himself under the bus. Guy edited a book in 2 days. I'm a fast reader, but not 2 days. And let alone edit a book in 2 days. No. My proofreading takes at least, if I'm going to proofread something uh, with 10 chapters in it, it will take me at least 3 months. At least 3 months. Mtogo said, okay, this is Tembelihle. Mtogo said last time, I'm the only one who put towel on the wound. And Zandi said, two. And another thing, speaking of two, Mtogo said he heard two gunshots, but everybody else is speaking of three. Hey, people, see this intruder story? Nah, let's come up with something totally different than that. Mtogo said, I'm sorry, Liberty Nkomo says the guy remembered that even on the day at the incident, Chelsea played Man United and Drogba. So that's where Drogba comes. His memory is quite funny. If you can remember that, and that there was a debate between Tumelo and Senzo, and then Tumelo won because I don't know who scored or against who. So excuse me, but you can't remember such vital information about what you said in your statement. Ah, come on. Brian Hammond, how are you? How's Cape Town? How's Cape Town? I thank you so much for being here. I love that you are here. Thank you so much for your support always. I'm very grateful for that. Good evening, brother CD. Just enjoying the live chat. Regards, Brian Herman, Cape Town. Thank you. How's Cape Town tonight? I hope it's not cold because ooh, this time of the year, Cape Town is like wet. But I still love it. Still love it. Blanche. Every time I see your name, Blanche, I always remember Golden Girl and the way they pronounce oh Blanche. Blessed evening, everyone. I hope everyone is great. Atlantis, we are happy to be here. Oh, thank you so much. I love you being here. Thank you so very much for being here. I appreciate you. Lorenda, oh, nice name. Nothing makes any sense in this case. Absolutely nothing. Recordings were brought, linked. So, what's the crime in that? Give me substance. Where's the crime in accused number five knowing Kelly Kumalo and Kelly Kumalo knowing accused number one and number three and all that sort of stuff? Give me tangibility as to what their conversations were about. Don't come and say this is the connection. What's the connection? How the connection commissioned the murder of Senzo Meyiwa? That is what I want to hear. I don't want to hear about phone records. That the phone record says at this time, this date, this how long the call lasted. Except no, that doesn't tell me anything. That doesn't tell me anything. The witness today said he was also tortured by police. I believe that part. I really do believe that part. I do believe it because instinctively I could tell that he was telling the truth. Please, can someone make sense of this whole case? I'm trying to. I'm trying to make sense of it, but even myself, when I'm trying to make sense of it, I'm like, hey man, I will end up in the mental hospital here because hey. One moment this and the next is this, and the next witness is going to say what. And somebody was telling me that this case is in the early days. I'm like, no. With six witnesses, what's the seventh witness is going to say that is different from the what do you call this? The first six. This case has reached its peak as far as I'm concerned. And then at this point, I feel like the judge can use his discretion to put an end to it and say, I've heard enough. I've heard enough, and this is my ruling and order. And then my fear is that he will throw this case out due to insufficient evidence. The five accused people are not going to be held accountable. The six people that were in the house of Senzo Mayo are not going to be held accountable. And this case can never be resumed. It will never be resumed. That is my biggest fear right now. This entire thing is senseless. And then we go back to Blanche. She said, I'm exhausted to listen to the lies. Senzomewa trial. Okay, I see hashtag Senzomewa trial. Yeah, it's exhausting, but we still have to hold on until the end because we all want justice for Senzomewa. As a nation, we need to hold the authority accountable if they failed the Mewa family because the Mewa family could have been any of us. And if we're just going to say, no, 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 that's the Mewa problem, it's not mine, someday you're going to need us to be on your side. You're going to need us to do exactly what we are doing for the Mewa because this could have happened to any of us. Any of us. That's how we need to look at this case. Not because we are unrelated with the Mewa or we're unrelated in whichever way. They are still our fellow citizens. They are still our fellow citizens. But above all, these are human beings, and a human being lost their life unjustifiably. Yes, Sebefeba, but that does not call for him to be killed the way he was, and no justice is served. Okay, how do you pronounce I'm gonna butcher it, but anyways, I'm just gonna read the comment. 375.19 will be resurrected. What is that? Is that the new docket? Yeah, I think that's the second docket. If it's resurrected, I doubt that they will speak about Senzo Mayor because that will be double jeopardy. Double jeopardy. I believe it is executed when when the case that you were accused of is dismissed, like you're acquitted. You cannot bring it back. You can't be accused. You cannot be prosecuted for the same crime that you were acquitted from. So I don't know. I don't know how it works. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to be educated about double jeopardy. How does it work? Do you think if this case is thrown out, docket number two, that is 375, 2019, is going to resurrect and then call the six people that were in that house that day into question? I don't know. That would be very interesting. And I would like to see that actually. I would really, really like to see that. Victoria's sisters, how are you doing? Sure, I'm late. Yeah, kind of love like yeah, little late, but thank you for being. Oh, you see that picture? You remember that sweet? What was it called again? It's not Kuduza. What was that sweet called again? The one that's in your picture. What was it called again? That was my childhood sweet. If I wanted to like really chew on something for a very long time, that's the sweet I went for. That was the sweet I went for. I forgot what it was called. Kuduza is the one with many rainbow colors inside. It's black on the outside, and as you suckle on it, it changes colors. We used to call it Kuduza. I don't know what other people call it. Again, I'm gonna have to butcher your name, but let me read your comment. You are saying it's not the Mayors who will lose. We will have a new set of accused. We all know who should be the accused. Yeah, I hope so. I really, really hope so. But from where I'm standing, it looks like that will be it. That will be it. Soft Angler, that longest car parked outside is a lie. I also thought as much that I don't think he was driving. I think he was dropped by somebody, or I don't know, did he take a taxi? I don't know. But why nobody saw it reversing out of the yard? Because apparently it was parked behind the X6, you know, and we never hear about it. Oh, by the way, guys, I did put out the link. If you want me to put the link again, if you want to have a one-on-one, I will put another one. You can come through if you want. It's okay if you are shy. Let's talk. We can have a real live conversation rather than me just one-way street. Shame, they were called by those that should be in the dock today. Yeah, I agree. Tembelisha says Kelly is captain all of these shenanigans things. Yeah, I keep hearing that she's the mastermind. I still need to be convinced a little bit about that one, that she is a mastermind and it was all deliberate in the offing of Senzo Meiwa, because I still think there was a scuffle that was brought for Zandile, and Meiwa, being a gentleman, he then came in between to try and help, and then this one shot him. That's my opinion. I'm not saying the facts. I'm not saying the facts. Just me. Asipileni. Why all of them went to buy beers? How many passengers can the X6 take? No, but then it was before all of that took place. Eh? They were they first started at the shop, bought some liquor, then they went to the Kumados. That's how I understood it. That's how I understood it. But I don't know how many people can the X6 take. Not seven. I think it's seven people. I'm not sure. Walkwood all says, "What is the documentary name?" I don't know. I decided not to watch it. I've parked it. The reason why I've parked it is because I have a true crime channel, as you know, and I wanted to this matter to conclude, and then I compile a video for my true crime channel, and then I will watch the documentary to kind of like compare notes, who's what, so that I do not say something that is inaccurate in my video. Templeton says, Ingabe uyabulala ababulala abangaka. How many people that guy killed, by the way? Accused number five. Well, I hear he killed a counselor and a taxi driver or taxi drivers. Just looking at him alone, it's like, people's souls are in his eyes. Louis says, Clancis, what is the name of the documentary I want to watch? I don't know. I don't want to lie to you, but I think if you go to Netflix, the search bar, you see, just write Senzo Meiwa. I think it will pop. Try that. Let me know. Let's see. Zavava. That's how it's going to call you. Hey, when they took Z to hospital, three adults sat at the back carrying Z on their laps while he was laid across. So you are saying that it takes more than six people. Okay. Faith says, Aisha Sabina, that is still questionable to date. It's those township boys that knows everything. They always sit at the corner next to the Apollo or the station gas. They died mysteriously. Yeah, you sent me that article. I was like, what? How come I didn't see this? As Pileni, I all I learned from the case is that houses must have maximum people. That house had 50 people, hence they couldn't see who pulled the trigger. You mean at the Kumalos? Because I thought in the Kumalos there were seven people, seven with Senzo. Please clarify that one for me. I don't want to make a wrong statement. Zvavaza say obviously a scuffle happened between S and L. That's what I believe too. Faith says I haven't watched the documentary and I'll never watch it. Whoa. Zvava says sorry, Z was supposed to be S. No, I got you. I got you. Hey, Victoria's sisters. Why didn't YouTube place this as a priority? I would have read it a long time ago. My word. So you're saying keep up the good work. Road to 10,000. Yes, today I hit 6,000 subscribers. I couldn't believe it when I got out of the meeting. I was like, oh, 6,000 just yesterday. Not when was it? Just yeah, early this week. I was celebrating 5,000 and then boom, 6,000. I'm like, whoa, we are moving. No, thank you so much, Victoria's sisters. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. And I also want to thank everybody that also super thanks me on my videos. You guys, you have no idea. You have no idea. The supporting of this channel has been incredible. It's been incredible. Thank you guys so much. Tandega says, seems like there were no intruders in that house. It's not even a matter of seems. I think there was never. There was never, in my opinion. Sibongile says it was too much from Mthokozisi. Yeah, he ended up losing it. Or at least he was losing it. He sounded like he was losing it. And Mumalo, and he was pressing buttons, Mumalo. That slow poison guy. Hey, I mean, I like him, Shame. I like when he stands up and about to cross examine. I see Mishololo. I see Umnisi. But Umumalo, dangerous. Dangerous. Faith says L had a beef. We spoke about this. Yeah, indeed, we did speak about that. Yeah, I think so too. He had a beef. Zvababa says Mtogo was all over the place. Yeah, I think at some really needs to regroup himself and come back and tell the truth. This is how this thing is going to be over. Zvababa says today was the day the judge made his decision. He now knows the story. He's 85% true. He knows the story is 85% true, meaning like it's true that there were intruders, or it's true that there was never. No, I think okay. Now I'm just reading your previous comment. Mtogo and the lady neighbor have got the script mixed up. Yeah, no, I get you now. I get you now. Yeah. And serious investigators could be on duty. These ones are doing some things that I don't understand. I'm not a police, but come on, logic tells you the collection of evidence, it must make logical sense, because at the end of the day, that evidence might be questioned in court. Guys, when Mtogo was talking, did you pick up that he was accusing investigators of altering statements? But another thing that I also agree with Mtogo, and I also insist, just like the judge and I think Mnisi said, write your own police statements. Usually, these police people, they want to write the statement for you. Refuse. Say, no, I want to write it me. I want to write it me, not you. Because I've seen police writing statements on behalf of people, of complainants. No, next time just say no, I want to write my own statement, because let me tell you something. They add a word or subtract a word that you did not say. You're going to have to answer to it because it's in your statement and you signed. Meaning that the cop read your statement back to you. They read the statement back to you and then you agreed and you signed. That's what is Nisi was trying to push, and I don't know why he didn't push even further when he was talking to Mtogo, because his statement at the beach is different from the statement that he made in December 2014. It's an vanish. So write your own statement so that you don't find yourself in the situation that Mtogo found himself. Also don't believe that he knows anything about guns. If you say revolver to me, I'll be like, okay, it's a revolver then, because you know guns better than I do. So things of that nature. And now you're being questioned about the revolver, and then the question just drags on and on about this thing that I don't even know. And I keep telling this lawyer, I don't know guns, but he still wants to press and say no when I will tear in your statement. Imagine. No, just refuse for police to write your statement. Write your own statement that you can stand on no matter what. Say, no, I wrote it. This is my handwriting. This is my signature. So now I felt like he was accusing the investigators of tampering with his statement, twisting his words, adding words in his mouth that he did not say. I believe that. I believe that. I think that's another truth I felt that he told. Along with the intruder, this is daughter of Zion. What we all say is that the judge sort of hinted that Mtogo is in a paid for accommodation. I remember he even talked about the Sheraton. I was like, the judge is being shady. What is he saying? That was funny. He's like, oh, where's your accommodation? The Sheraton. I'm like, okay, I know it's the state that is responsible to house witnesses that stay outside the province, but the Sheraton, I'll be shocked if they are putting the Sheraton for real. I'll be shocked because that's a five, is a 7 star, is not a 7 star hotel. That's expensive. Could they have paid for him to come and testify? Yes. Maybe they have to remind him that we put you in a very expensive apartment. I'm going to call this hotel. You better stick to the state story. Faith, he's smart, yes, but he's arrogant. Yintelezi. You see, tonight I'm trying my level best not to laugh because I'm holding it back. It's something that I will do later when I'm on my own and I'm reflecting on everything that took place in this life. Louis says, guys, Mtogo is afraid of for his life, like the last caller said about the two boys. There's a possibility. I would believe that. I would believe that because I still don't trust the investigating officer, Ginindi. I don't trust him. Something tells me that no, something is not right about that soul. Faith says, I'm load shedded. I've been trying to what? Lindiwe says, I don't understand. So not a single punch or a flying kick from Toho during the robbery. Haikon. Yeah, he says he kept holding the baby, Christian, while all of this was taking place. And I'm like, that's actually the good reason for you to run the other way and go get help. Because there's also a baby in the other room. But no, when you're just sitting there, only time you run is when you hear a gun. What do you do to Christian when you hear a gun and then you run next door? Why don't you run out with him to protect him from harm's way? Since you were protecting him from harm's way to begin with. I don't get it. Faith says, I've been trying to get love with you. Hey, fellow Cancerian, you know when we are in friendship as Cancerians, all we do, one little nice thing, both of us are crying. Ketelo Kumara says this platform is dope. Where have you been? I've been here since 2020. I promise you. Since 2020, you guys have been evading me. Faith, yes, interview L on Metro FM. Daddy C with the Radio 702. Yeah, I was the one that you sent me is the one that I was listening to. Faith, Chico Thwala. I think it was on 702. Smogila says it's normal. He was brutally assaulted, traumatized by police. I do believe that. I do believe that. It's normal. No, it's not normal. It's not supposed to. The police are not allowed to touch us like that at all. I think in the what do you call this law of evidence? What do you call this evidence that is gotten out of duress, meaning by force, is not admissible in court. So if he is saying we assaulted, and if accused number 1, 2, and 3 are also saying that let me finish this thought. Even if accused number 1, 2, and 3 saying they were also assaulted, then that evidence, whatever it is that they are being pinned on, it cannot be accepted into the court records because it was under duress or by force. You understand? So that's not allowed. You're not allowed to hit a witness or a suspect to try and get a confession out of them. Because some people, they will end up confessing just because they want this whole torture to be over and done with. And then they will admit to something they never did. It's wrong. It's illegal. It's unethical. And finally, accused number 4 was mentioned. Accused number 4 finally was mentioned today. I clapped hands. I'm like, whoa, guess who's getting attention today? It is accused number 4. I think I even wrote it down in my notes. I'm like, oh, it's been mentioned. Finally, I can see. Because I think if he looked perplexed, I was like, today's about me? Because he was identified. Okay, Mthogo says in Pietermaritzburg, people were paraded before him. He pointed at somebody, and then that person was told to come closer, and then a picture was taken, and now we find out that he's actually accused number 4. He looked like accused number 4. Finally, number 4 is mentioned. But of course, Mthogo says, I did not say definitively that that is him. I said he had similar features. There's a difference there. And that Chinimbi person said, no, we'll fix it, but we know he didn't. Because the photo that he took is now in court. Donald Zion says, Togo long time Senzo childhood frenemy, not friend. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Mpalara says, when someone is lying, they tell you all the unnecessary information to try and convince you of their lie. That's true. Same goes with me. When I'm lying, I add some little spices to try and convince you. But a person that tells the truth, straightforward. There's nothing they need to elaborate on, add, or subtract. They just tell you exactly what the truth is. It's not a story. And then Sibongile. Hi, Sibongile. Oh, you've been around, Mabaso. Togo affected physically and psychologically. He needs to sue Sabs big time. But you see, this happened 2 years ago. Statute of limitation in a civil matter like this one to sue is long gone. I don't think he's going to win this one if he sues. However, if he took the criminal routes, like open a criminal case and hold them criminally liable, then yes, he will win. They'll be thrown in prison. But what do you call this? Civil? I don't think so. And maybe I could be wrong. Please, if there's a lawyer in the house, correct me. Zanele says Mthogo also said Umama Kelly went out. My question, doing what? Exactly. Because remember, there's supposed to be a person with a gun. And then you are going back to the place that what? Ngoba no one saw her. Umtu owabonwa ephuma nguzandile. Yes, that's the only person I also know that ran out and went to Mapiri. We never heard about Makumalo coming out of the house, right? Faith says to go live. Okay. Oh, there's another one. Ketelo. Thank you so very much. Highly appreciate it. Thank you. 50. What is 50 again? Did I miss something? Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Ketelo. Daughter Zion says, I Kumalo as for me, I run hearing the name Kumalo. Please, I leave Ketelo alone. Is he Ketelo? Are you a guy, right? Ketelo should be a guy. Yeah. No, leave him alone. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. He is not like the other ones. He's a cool one. Thank you, Ketelo again. Faith, I hope I didn't miss much. I had to get back. Sorry, no, it did not. It did not. Nelly just joined. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming through. Lorinda, after watching the Oscar trial, this case is all over the place. Harry Nell was so good that we understood where he was going. Yeah, I agree. That case also captivated me. Zvavava says the so-called occupant are witnesses. I agree. Ketelo says following from Dublin to Magude. Hey, how's Ireland tonight? It's tonight, right? Yeah, we are. I think on almost the same time zone. How's Dublin? I think it's pronounced Dublin. I think it was my geography teacher was an Irish lady. So whenever she says Dublin, she'll go Dublin. Kubegile, there are a lot of lies in this case. The Zandi story and the lady who was outside doesn't tally. I personally think that no, there were no intruders. There was a brawl in the house and a fight erupted. I agree. That's also my own assertions too. Ketelo says Zion Mina, I'm a fake Kumbala. Please welcome me. You see why I love you guys? We're not serious. You're my people. You're my people. That is true that Kelly is Sangoma slash witch doctor. I think so. Zwama says nobody has asked him to go about the polo. He said he was outside. What happened to it? The neighbor lady witness did not see it. It's only the guys who were in the house who saw it. Eban. Yeah, the red polo. We never hear about the red polo again. Nobody's mentioning it in the what do you call this evidence in chief. Nobody's saying anything, and I'm not understanding why the defense is not asking about it as well. I want to know. Gladness Causa says, watching from Saudi Arabia. Hi, Clances. Hi from Saudi Arabia. Thank you so much for joining. Oh my God, you guys are amazing. I love you all. We are international people. Come on. Lunganim Kiza says the Netflix documentary solved this case. Now you're enticing me, Lungelan. You are enticing me to go and check it out because you are not the only person who has said this to me. You're like, watch the documentary, the case is solved. And I also like the fact that Mtogo refused to be part of it because I would have been very upset as much as I'm upset with him for profiting out of the death of his friend. So I'm glad that he refused to be a part of it and also take money. Shezibi says it's called Senzo. Oh, okay. The documentary is called Senzo, Murder of a Soccer Star. That's the complete what do you call this? The name of the documentary. If you are still interested, it's called Senzo, Murder of a Soccer Star. Thank you so much, Shezibi, for that. Asipelenin Isihabiso. Isihabiso. What I'm saying with 50 people is that the house was too small for the to notice who pulled. Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But at least as well, I would think that because you know your earrings as well can find a direction and sometimes even a spot where a thing went bang. So now let's say it's full of us. Did the bang come from the corner of the house? Did it come from the middle of the house? Did it come next to your to you? Or how close it was to you? So that you'll be able to say, okay, in that corner there was Senzo and Longwe. In that corner it was Makumalo, Zandile, and Kelly hitting suspect number two. So you'll be able to tell from which side that gunshot came from, irrespective of where in the house you would have been, you will still be able to tell that, oh, okay, that was because there will be like objects. Some objects, the way that the will sound or that bang will sound, it will also pick up some objects. Okay, I am not a scientist. I'm trying to explain as scientifically as I can or in the way it makes sense in my head. So, but I think you can still be able to tell that, oh, it came from Eastside Labo Senzo, or it came from Eastside Labo Makumal, or something like that. Faith says my network. Yeah, hey, I'm having a ball today. My network is behaving. Mucheko, hi. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Hi, Clantus. I'm happy I caught the live today. Thank you. I'm so glad that you caught it too. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Faith says double jeopardy is a procedural defense primarily in common law jurisdiction. We no longer have common law in South Africa because we are a constitutional democracy. However, common law is developed in a criminal case under the democratic dispensation. So we no longer use common law in South. Not that I'm saying we no longer use it, but it's not the deciding factor. It can be developed through constitutional means, I think. That prevents an accused person from being tried again on the same or similar charges, or for similar charges and an acquittal or conviction. Yes, for example, the five people that stand accused, even if they did kill Senzo Meyiwa and this whole case is dismissed and they're acquitted, they will never again be prosecuted, ever. Now, the question I'm asking, docket number 2, what happens? Would it also be subject to a double jeopardy? That's the I'm trying to understand that, because if I'm looking at the grounds are on acquittal or conviction. So, meaning if you were convicted of a murder and then new evidence comes out, you cannot now be called again and be re-prosecuted for that same crime. I think that's what it means. If you are acquitted, meaning that insufficient evidence, go home. Faith says, in rare cases, prosecutorial and or judge misconduct in the same jurisdiction. Yeah. Oh, like what's his name? This guy, Maumel. That's why I thought it was going to be a mistrial, like an acquittal or some sort. But when he said it's going to start de novo, I was like, okay, clearly something that new that I learned at that time. Daughter Zion says, Ketelo, welcome. He hugs. But that name, hi, it's now something else. No, let's leave the Kumalos alone. Not those ones. I'm talking about the great hope. I'm being biased because I know a lot of Kumalos that are amazing people. Some cousins of mine married into like Yumakuda is married into the Kumalos and stuff like that. Woko also says, Yo Safa, Cancerian, yay, cancers, Tina, will smother you with love, would smother you with all goodness, but don't cross us. Tony says, Clantis, the wrestling is in that house was all about them. That's why Mtogo didn't want to involve himself, my opinion. Or he was a referee. Chances are he was a referee. I would agree with that. Faith says, I think it's the same a criminal law. I'm into LL. Is it LLB? I think you're saying. Yeah, okay. Hi, Mia. Mia is in the house. I'm watching from South Korea. Hey, we truly are international people. I didn't know that you were. Are you from South Korea or you moved to South Korea? But anyways, thank you so much, Mia, for being here. And you are one of my loyal supporters on this channel. You support every video that I post. I acknowledge you and I see you. Thank you very, very much for that support. I highly appreciate it. But only because I woke up. What time is it in South Korea? What time is it? Oh, okay, I see. It's about 3 a.m. here. So I will have to go back to sleep. Otherwise, I will be a dud at work. Also, you live there. It was nice to get a glimpse of you. Thank you so much, Mia. I'm sure by now you're already asleep. But thank you. Thank you so much for that. And good night. Good morning. And have a productive day. From your heart, from pillow to your heart. It's so good to see you in your element, my friend. You really are delivering the goods. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. These are people that came with me all the way from 2020 till now. People like Walk with Or, people like From Your Heart to Pillow. I mean, From Pillow to Your Heart. Betty K, who's always here, but today she's not here. She abandoned me. I want to cry. Where are you, Betty? And then, of course, Everyone else that is new, you guys are the real MVP. You've been supporting me since the day you clicked the subscribe button. I love you for that. Thank you. Faith, can you we stop talking about G until he takes a stand? Yeah, that Gene person really needs to take the stand. Like, really needs to take the stand. Please call me SK. What's up, bro? Officer Gininda seems like the cop that snitches on Kellogg's crew. I don't trust him. I don't trust him at all. From what I've been hearing, I've been asking a lot of questions in my head about him, his credibility as a cop. Fezeka says, you know what, Mr. C? Undihlekisile umthoko akanakwazi protect omnye umuntu ngomngane ngomnake no okay ngomngane wakhe. Yeah, that's true. I heard when he said that, but he's protecting people though. And where did he abandon Christian when he ran? I still want to know. That little boy was just left to what? To his own demise with the shooter? I didn't understand that part. But I heard him. I heard him say that he would not choose other people over his friend, but he did. He's not telling the truth. Please comment. SK says, so Special K is chilling at home, studying the proceedings, studying us. Ooh. She can just get to court, memorized everything. Because artists are gifted when it comes to memory stuff. Special K at go ain't going anywhere. Special, we know who Special K is. So then get tell you, Magit. Petunia Similani. Good evening, family. Lots of love. United Kingdom in the house. Oh my gosh. Everybody's coming from everywhere. Oh my gosh. This is driving me crazy with happiness. Thank you. Thank you so much, Petunia. Thank you very much. And how's UK? You guys are in summer and relax. But the UK, and the rain, misery. How do you deal with it? I want to know, hey, because when I was there, when I was like, I want to go home. The first day I was there, it was just pouring. Oh my gosh. Faith Catello is a cake. Leave him alone. Dado Zion, if Kelly is the witch doctor, I think it's high time we YouTube lawyers. So that's what we call ourselves now, YouTube lawyers. I like that. Invite real prophets of God to come to prophesy and tell us who pulled the trigger and killed our superstar. I love the YouTube lawyers. Is that what we are? I love it. I love it. I love it. Dado Zion says, these Kumalos, Mr. Cooking Oil, and the witness are Mr. Cooking, who's Cooking Oil? They just playing fast and loose with us. I think we should mobilize more to doulas and not to do doula all these people. Yeah, because make look to run and up in that house. I'm telling you. Oh gosh, I love you guys so much. So I got two more comments, and I think we should just wrap it up tonight. Even though I think we did touch the case, of course, we were talking about what we heard in court today in our own words and our own understanding, and just throwing in our own opinions. Nothing that we say here is a fact. Nothing here we say that we know it for sure it had happened. This is just us just telling or sharing our opinions. We are all entitled to our opinions, and an opinion is not right and it's also not wrong. And that is why we have to respect each other's point of view and how you come at each other. We come at each other with respect. The tone, if you feel like you want to educate, then take that position to educate us, because We are not experts in this field. We did not go to school for this field. But that also doesn't mean that we don't have opinions. Just because I'm not an engineer doesn't mean I'm not curious about how this thing works. And it also does not stop me from speculating that what if this thing at night when I'm asleep, it turns into a transformer and then it watches me sleeping. You see, it shows that we have brain activity that is going on and we are able to make sense of things. We might not be correct, but we still have to make sense. That shows that something is happening in our heads. We are alive. So now, when you say we need to fold our arms and wait and see what is what I want to see, I want to hear. Petunia says, yes, summer here. Oh my goodness, I love summer. Oh, before I see it refreshed. It refreshed because we got another person coming from Canada. Uh, Jospin. Jospin, is it Jospin? That's a nice name. Watching from Canada. But for me, those guys are fabricating the whole story to cover up. How come the people that was in the house didn't see the same? That's the thing that Ntogo keep repeating that people see differently, but there is nothing different about the night when intruders came and took a life of your friend. There's no seeing differently there. Absolutely no. And why nobody's addressing the fact that Kelly Kumalo did not scream? And why nobody's addressing the fact that Longway ran away and never came back? So you can't tell me we see differently. Zandile could not see differently from you. It's the same thing that is happening to all of you at the same time. You know, I agree with you, Jasper, and I wholeheartedly agree with you. Petunia says, yes, summer here. Yeah, I love summer, love summer. I hate the mosquitoes, but I love summer. Dorothy says, Nissy's sense of humor, though, calling, like, he was a little bit sarcastic as well towards Mthogo, calling him an editor. Because I was like, ooh, spicy. And then I thought Mthogo was going to go. I don't know. Mthogo was like, clap back, says the editor. I was like, ooh. That was entertaining, I must say. It was quite entertaining to watch. Donna Zion says, State Prosecutor, is Mr. Vaseline and cooking oil. Oh, I see what you guys mean because of his head shining. Nisile. I also cut my hair into a chiscop that shines. You will see when I start grooming myself very soon. My head also shines. Oh my goodness, are you gonna call me Mr. Vaseline and Mr. Cooking Oil? Oh gosh, you guys are funny. Pesica says, Mr. C, sleep well with your family, but don't. I'm frozen because it's load shedding right now and it's cold. But because you guys are making me laugh, I'm like sweaty already because I'm laughing so much and I'm like getting warm. But no, no freezing. No freezing. And if anybody walks in here to invade, I will scop and donor them and scream for help. Donald Zion says, ha ha ha, my brother, see, Mthogo isn't and wasn't Senzo's friend, but frenemy. Hey, nah, because a friend, come what may, they would want justice for you. Your friend will want justice for you. Even if it means bridges are going to be burned, but because they're loyal to you, they love you, and they hate that you left them, they are going to tell the truth. So clearly, there was something that was going on, an underlying situation that was going on to a point where we find ourselves in this situation with him, you know? Victoria's sisters, good night. Oh, thank you so much. I'm also going to close. I will be here for the next 15 minutes and then we just close the live. If you want to stick around until then, that's cool. That's just 15 minutes to go and then we'll close it. But, anyways, let's continue chatting because I see somebody when I was introducing that I'm leaving, they send me a WhatsApp and says, no, 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 don't go. Not yet. Franklin, how are you? How are you? Thank you so much for being here, Franklin. Thank you for being here. Oh, Faith. Oh, we still on? I'm back online. Yeah, we are still on until the next 15 minutes. And then we'll say good night. Franklin says, I love the way you communicate with your followers. No, thank you. You guys are incredible that you make this so easy for me. You make it so easy. Other than that, I'll be like a little bit sheepish and timid and all of that. But because I'm in the comfort of my own home and I'm safe, I'm able to do this. And then you guys are coming in numbers and communicating so beautifully with me. So no, thank you for acknowledging that, and I acknowledge everybody that is participating. I appreciate you guys. Tia says the policewoman Joyce Mutele is a result. No, no, don't say that. No. When did she resign? Because she was pushing the docket 375 because she suggested those in the house must be the suspect. That's why her evil heart did what she did to Mtogo. And I want her to be held accountable for that as a police woman, not as resigning. Ah, man, you just crushed me. Maybe she resigned because Mtogo opened a case against her. And the iPad, because it is mentioned about the iPad. And I think when you resign from a position that you did something wrong, you cannot be held accountable. That's a crazy thing about this country. So I think maybe she resigned because the iPad was really on her tail. Maybe that's another reason. It could also be docket 375. Man, she resigned. Ah, man, why does the devil always win sometimes? Lorenda says you need to come back to Durban. Our weather is still warm. Face a red heart shape. Ah, that's my city. I'm telling you, it's beautiful. I know Durban always experience summer, summer, summer throughout the year. And that's what I love about my city. You know, when I used to work not far away from the beachfront, during lunch, I would have my lunch at the beach and be hit by the sea breeze. I miss that. Can you believe it? There was a time where I was missing a bunny chow. Now tell me why Atlantis hops onto a plane and goes to Durban to workshop to buy a bunny chow. There's a bunny chow shop at the workshop that I love. They make the bunny chow the best there. And then after I was eating, I drove. I took an Uber back to King Shaka International and came back to Joburg, just for a bunny chow, people. Yeah, and I took it to the beachfront, and I was enjoying it. And then I ordered an Uber, took me to King Shaka International, and came back to Joburg. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I do that. So yeah, coming back to Durban, it's something that I do quite often when I can. Fortunately, in the past 3 months, I've been traveling a lot with work, so sometimes I'll find myself in Durban. So it's kind of cool. Patricia says, "Hi, brother Clancis. I love your show. I'm following all your videos. Great job and information. We need to talk to those lawyers. They need to help." I also agree. They need to help us, Patricia. There are some things that we are, it's like shooting in the dark. Of course, with me, whenever I don't understand something, I do look it up. I do go to Google and check some law reports. But I can only understand these law reports according to how clients will understand things, not according to how a lawyer would explain it to me. You understand what I'm trying to say? So sometimes I know there are some lawyers because I've seen some lawyers come through. And one thing about these lawyers that have come through before, they all say you're doing a great job. And I'm like, I get really, really shocked. I'm like, what? So you don't see anything that I'm saying that is not right according to the law? They're like, you are doing great. I love that. So sometimes I wish that when I ask something, they can come in. There's one that has been coming quite often. And he said he started a YouTube channel. I tried to look for his YouTube channel. I couldn't get it. I hope he starts one if he hasn't started yet. So he would come and he would correct this, but most of the time it's not correction per se. He would add something of what I said, or he would maybe correct a minor thing that I may have said. So I agree with you, Patricia. We need a in-house lawyer. I don't know what I'm going to pay him with or her with. So I need one for pro bono, right? Pro bono, that's the correct word, right? Yeah. Victoria's sister, okay, vele ngithanda indaba. My people. Oh my God, Patricia Masego, love your show from Australia. Wow. Oh my God, so far we've had in Saudi Arabia, Canada, UK, Ireland, Australia, South Korea. Oh my goodness gracious me. You guys are the best. Ah, you are the best people. I promise you. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here, Patricia. Faith, Miss Muteleza resigned, I heard. When did she resign? I almost called it something. Not the WITCH. That's what I wanted to call her. Because only that would do something like that to another woman's child. How the way she behaved as if she doesn't have children. I don't know if she does. How can you do that to another woman's child? Feed him off to monsters. Faith, okay, yeah, we just read that. Daughter Zion says, now they have arrested advocate Tefu. What did he do though? I hear it's corruption. Is it because he was debarred and he was still practicing as advocate? Is that what they mean? Because I also understood that he was arrested in court. What kind of disrespect is that? Don't the police understand what the courtroom is? That's not a place to arrest a person. Faith, I'm crushed too. My goodness. No, I wanted her to be held accountable while a policewoman. While a policewoman. So that other police will take leave from the example that was going to be set out of her. Busiso Nyembe, this case is easier. Mr. Stain did explain everything, so the judge must play his role. But Busiso, what exactly? Because I've been asking everybody, including some lawyers, and they agree with what I'm saying that there's nothing that is submitted into evidence that the judge can use of substance, even from Stain. Phone records do not come with facts. They are just there. These are just the only way they can be justified is when accused number 5, accused number 3, accused number 1 say something about them. And I can tell you they will create a story. And in that story, you can't say it's illegal. There's nothing illegal about being connected with people that are accused of a crime. Because the thing is, what if Kelly's phone, while she was busy recording, somebody took it and called accused number 5? How do you prove that it was Kelly Kumalo who called accused number 5? She's a musician. She leaves her phone before she goes into a booth to create a song, and somebody might have taken the phone and used it and called these people. You know what I'm trying to say? That is why I feel like those recordings to me totally useless. I get that some people are saying no, they are vital. Okay, fine. But every time when I ask for the substance of it, nobody's able to tell me. There was this circumstantial evidence thing that the people were throwing at me, and then immediately after that, when they heard experts say these recordings say nothing, suddenly they all keep quiet. They went under a rock. And yet I've been asking circumstantial evidence in South African criminal law, it is difficult to admit into evidence. You have to have facts. And the facts lie in what was said in those phone calls. You can't just say there were phone calls between Clancis and Sbusiso. What is the content of their conversation? That is the fact. Just because we were connecting and the records show that Musisi's cell phone, call Clancy's cell phone, but there's no substance. That cannot be accepted into evidence. That is what I've been saying all this time. And then now circumstantial evidence people disappeared on me. Faith says, at Clancy, since you are Zulu, what does gadla means? Gadla. Sometimes gadla, like, when we shy uvale isivalo, usivala gadla. you know it's like basically a sound of closing door. So most of the time when you say "Uvali stapa sam gadla," it's more like almost like you're irritated when you say that. No matter you tell a person, oh yeah, it can also mean "Ngicela uvalele isicabha," like meaning please close the door, but usivale gadla meaning it must click, meaning that it's shut. Like, I don't know if you understand what I mean, unless it means something else, but that is what I know. One of the accused middle name is Gaja. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I almost thought of something else. But I think that's what it means. Nomfundo Nkosi, nice to see you. When are you back live again? I'm going to be live again tomorrow around this time. So, because I'm going to listen to Togo's, I think he will wrap up with Mshololo tomorrow or maybe on Monday. But I think we're still just going to go live throughout this weekend into Monday, but there will be other videos that I'm going to be posting. But the videos I'm going to be posting is going to be YouTube education. Guys, I know you are here for the case, but I also I'll appreciate it if you watch those videos. You don't have to watch it. You can just let it run on 3% volume if you don't want to hear. Because the reason why it has to be 3% volume, YouTube will not pick it up as a watch time, as a view if it's mute. So, excuse me. So if it's at 3% volume, then it is picked up as a view. Okay. So you don't have to watch. You can just let it run with the ads and all of that stuff. Because on this channel, I also teach YouTube, like why people should open YouTube channels and how to grow that channel and what other things they need to do in order to get their channels discovered on the platform and things like that. That was the original or the initial niche of this channel. But because I also love court cases and I have a true crime YouTube channel, that is why I'm here doing this. So yeah, no, I will be live as often as possible because even YouTube is telling us to go live, and also it's encouraging us to start podcasts. That is something I'm actually thinking about as well. I'm thinking maybe all of this that we're doing here on this channel, we also do it on a podcast as well. What do you think of that? Let me hear from you guys because now I have a community. I believe this community is very active and also wishes the best for me, which I'm highly grateful for. Again, very, very, very highly grateful for. TS says some brown envelopes did a lot of rounds for this case to remain a mystery. I agree with you again. The brown envelope thing from the 26th of October 2014, we're doing the rounds. Definitely. Daughter of Zion Faith, Brother C is Zulu, but can't even read. I'm trying. I doubt he knows the meaning of. It's not easy to be a coconut, people. It's not easy. Not easy. Patricia says, sorry, I didn't mention. Please call me Sbongile. Oh, okay, okay, Sbongile. Patricia is. I get you. I get you. I get you. My Zulu, I got two Zulu names. The one in the ID is Ntutuko. And then the other one that my family calls me is Ntlantla. So I understand when you say that chances for ease of other people to be able to pronounce, because of course, as you guys can tell, I also have audience coming from overseas, and I also have some white people and also Indian people and colored people that watch me, and I want to make it easier for them to also call me. Like Clancy's, I think is the easiest. Rather than do Tugo or Ntlantla. Ntlantla, I think, is the one that's going to be very difficult to call me. So I get you, Spongil. I get you very much. Victoria's sisters, Gaza is a strike. Oh, it's to strike, hit something. Yeah, like a door. When you're banging a door, it's Gaza. Okay, guys, I'm about to say good night. We are about to close the live. Let me first finish the comments, and then I will just say good night to every one of you, and I appreciate you all. So, but let me finish this. Faith says Stefan was arrested on Tuesday. How convenient. Same charges. I'm rolling my eyes. Okay, I'll still have to read more about him. Faith says she's a musician and a sangoma. Yeah, she's busy. Daughter Zion says, Brother C, Uya Butcher, Butcher Zulu, reading face green, smiling. Face. God, that means attack. Okay. Thank you, Pamela. Smokiness says, Brother Clantis, sorry, I did. Okay, okay, I got that. Patricia is for white people here in Australia. Kodwa ngiwasemzansi. Okay, I got you. I get you. I get you. Lise, this is random, but accused number 3 to 5 are always talking in court, especially accused number 4. Yeah, I always see them whispering something at each other. Nelisa said, accused 1 is always in his own corner. Yeah, nobody seems to be paying attention to me. I don't know, maybe because he's younger or something like that. Faith says, God, that means that I'm being silly. Okay. Oh, you want me to second guess myself because I'm a coconut? I get you. I get you. Nelisa says, Nisi was so spicy today. He was. I liked it. I was like, snap. Mabuza says, Mr. Humble Coconut do two one good. Unprovoked. Good night, Mabuza. Good night. Faith says, Daughter Zion, true. He didn't go justice to that explanation, or he didn't do justice to that explanation. Okay, what did I say? Toby, this judge is not make sure. And I think he's okay. I think he's okay. Yes, he's doing some things that are quite questionable on the defense, and he doesn't do the same on the what do you call this? The state. Of course, the defense as well have to stand up on objection, but they don't do it. So of course, the judge is not going to say anything if the prosecutor is also saying things that I would stand up on objection. There's so many things that he would say that I would object. For example, I would have objected to the fact that he stopped Mthogo from telling the court what the conversation was between him and Kelly Kumalo regarding Sanzomewa's ID. Because I feel like there must have been a scuffle that went on between the two. But the state did not want us to hear that. I would have stood up an objection and said, no, we want to hear it. Please, let's put that let's put that conversation into the records or into evidence. So anyways, that's what I would have done. Faith says, thanks, Patricia. That's Mongile, not Patricia. Patricia's for the Australians, people. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. We've been here for 2 hours. I highly appreciate everybody for being here. Thank you to everybody that super chatted me. I appreciate your support. It means the world to me. You have no idea. And definitely, we are going to see each other again tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be in the morning because in the morning tomorrow I'm very busy. I don't think there's even going to be a video in the morning, but I'm going to try my best after lunch to post the video, and then we're going to go live again later on and Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, let's see how it all goes. So, but thank you guys so much. Faith says our coconut here is butchering isiZulu. Trust me and believe me. By the time I'm done with isiZulu, it will be Zulu. I'm telling you. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much. Let's see each other again next time. Much love. Thank you. Good night. Love you. Yeah, I do.